A parallelogram is just a quadrilateral with both pairs of opposite sides parallel. Remember us talking about it. Remember, a parallelogram is nothing more than a crooked rectangle. What we're going to be talking about now is the area. So what that means is that if I take this parallelogram and if I shade it all in, then I'm looking for how much material would it take to paint that piece, or how much paper would I need to create that shape. Any sides of the parallelogram can be called a base. Each base has its corresponding altitude. What's an altitude? Remember, an altitude has to have 90 degrees. And the length of the altitude is the height of the parallelogram. Okay, so on your formula chart, okay, you can get one of those formula charts up here, and you should have one in your journal. We're going to be using these a lot. You'll notice that the area of a rectangle and the area of a parallelogram is the same. It's area equals base times height. Now what I want you to see is that if I have a rectangle, all I need to do to make a parallelogram is to cut off a triangle and scooch it back over here. Now I have a parallelogram. This right here is the height of that triangle because it comes over here and it forms that 90 degrees. This slant right here is not the height of the triangle. But we have the base of the parallelogram right here, and then the height would be here. You never ever use a slanted side to find the area of a parallelogram. Okay? So right here, if I'm going to find the perimeter, what does perimeter mean? Perimeter means to add all sides. So if this side down here is 18 and this one is 18, remember it's a crooked rectangle. If this side is 17 and this side is 17. So in order to find the perimeter, it's 2 times 17, because I have 2 of them, plus 2 times 18. So 2 times 17 is 34. And 2 times 18 is 36. And then together, that would give me 70 feet. Okay, so that's just all the way around, like if I were making a fence around a yard. Area, the formula is area equals base times height. Remember, the base would be 18. And remember, the height, you have to use the altitude. Never use that slant. The altitude forms 90 degrees. That would be 16. So 18 times 16 is 288. Because we're finding area, remember that area is always squared. It's not 288 squared, it's feet squared. So now I want to give you just a second. I want you to try number 2. Okay, so if you've paused the thing, then right here, now what we're going to notice is, oh, wait a minute, they told me that this was 60 degrees. So I don't know what my height is. It's still a parallelogram. If this is 4, then this one's 4. This is 5.5, so this one is 5.5. Now, to find the height of this one here, I'm going to have to use trig, or I can do 30, 60, 90. Okay, on this one, you can use trig, do your star, hypotenuse, opposite, adjacent, or you can go back and use your 30, 60, 90 where it's x, 2x, x radical 3. So if 2x is 4, that means x is 2. That means this one right here is 2 square roots of 3. So if I'm going to find the perimeter just means adding around the edges. So it's 2 times 4 plus 2 times 5.5. 2 times 4 is 8. That's 5.5 times 2. Okay, and 2 times 5.5 is 11. So that means that my perimeter would be 19 feet. Remember, perimeter is not feet squared. We're just talking about the edges, a straight line. So then if I did the area, it is base times height. My base is still the 5.5. But now this is where I needed to add the height, which we had to go and figure out to be 2 square roots of 3. So 5.5 times 2 square roots of 3 gives me 19.05. and this will be feet squared because we're talking about area. Okay, pause the video and give you a second to try number 3. Okay, so on number 3, again, my perimeter, if that side's 22, this side's 22. If this side's 26, then this one is also 26. So it's 2 times 22 plus 2 times 26. That would give me what, 44? And this would be what, 52? And then if I were to add those, I would get 96 inches. And over here, the area is base times height. My base is 26. Now I need to go back and find my height. So I can do trig, hypotenuse, opposite, adjacent, or I can recognize that it's a 45, 45, 90, so this would be x, x, x radical 2. So x radical 2 is equal to 22, divide by radical 2. So I'm going to multiply by radical 2. That's a pair, so it becomes a 2. On the top I have 22 radical 2. These reduce down to be 11 radical 2. That would be my height. So it's 26 times 11 radical 2. You can also do trig, which is 404.5 inches squared. Remember, it's the inches squared, not the number squared, because if I squared 404.5, the number changes twice as big. Okay, so in this one, the area of a parallelogram is 3.3 square feet. So that means that area equals 3.36 feet squared. The formula is base times height. They just told you the answer is 3.36 feet squared. That's going to be equal to the base times the height. They tell me my base is 2.8 feet times the height is 3.36 feet squared. Divide that by 2.8. This cancels out, so then my height is 3.36 divided by 2.8, which would be 1.2 feet. Okay, flip your paper over to the back. Right here now we have a shape on a grid. Again, they want us to find the area. And right here you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You notice the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, this is a parallelogram. Area equals base times height. Remember, the height has to form 90 degrees. It has to be that altitude. So it's going to go through a vertex, go straight down and form 90 degrees. This length would be 1, 2, 3. So my base was 6 and my height was 3. So that means that it's 18. Now they didn't tell us inches or feet, so that's going to be units squared. Units is when we aren't sure exactly what unit they're using, what inches or feet or centimeters. Same thing here, it says find the area of a parallelogram. But wait a minute, Ms. Ramsey, this is not a parallelogram, or is it? Remember, we had a parallelogram, we had a rectangle, we had a rhombus, and then we had a square. And we talked about it, that if I go up, the answer is yes, a square is a parallelogram. So if I'm going to find the area of a parallelogram, I can still use base times height, but just now, all of our sides are going to be the same. And this is 90 degrees, so it's 4 times 4, which would be 16 units squared. Nice and pretty. Right over here, if I'm going to find the area, well, to me it looks like a rectangle, but remember that a rectangle is a parallelogram, and the formula is the same anyway. The problem here now is that I don't have this length and it's diagonal, so I can't just count it. So this is when you're going to have to do Pythagorean theorem to find that side. And I want to make sure that these are perpendicular because I need to have the 90 degrees. So tell me, what do you know about the slopes of a line if they're perpendicular? Yes, you guessed it. Your favorite words? Opposite, reciprocal. So this one right here is 1, 2, 3 over 1 would be the slope. And the slope for this one is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 2 over 6, but it's negative. If I reduce that, it's negative 1/3. Is negative 1/3 an opposite reciprocal to 3 over 1? The answer is yes. That means they're perpendicular. That means that this is a rectangle. So now I just have to find the length of this side, which would be 3 squared plus 1 squared equals c squared. 9 plus 1 equals c squared, so that makes that 10. So that would be the square root of 10. And then the other side is 2 and 6, so 2 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. That'd be 4 plus 36, which gives me 40. So the square root of 40. So you're going to do the square root of 10 times the square root of 40. Now, if you just type it like that in your calculator, when you type in the square root of 10, you're going to have to get outside of that square root. Okay, so use that arrow key on the gray keys to scooch over a little bit. And you should find out that the area is going to be 20. Okay? 2 more at the bottom down here. It says given 1 meter is 3.28 feet, find that each area in feet. That means that before I do anything, I'm going to want to convert. So it tells me that 1 meter is 3.4, I'm sorry, wrong number, 3.28 feet. .28 What do I have right here? I have 3.4 meters, but I don't want meters, so I have to make sure that whatever it is that I want goes on top. So because I want it in feet, I want the feet on top. That's what we're looking for, right? And it's 3.4 meters. Right here, now this, just the letters cancel out. Okay, sorry, right here I messed up. Please forgive me. So here's what we're really going to say. We're going to say that 3.4 meters, which is what they give us, is over 1. But I want it in feet, so we're going to put the feet on top, which is 3.28, and that is for 1 meter. Here the meters cross out. So then here you're going to be multiplying 3.4. You're not cross multiplying, you're multiplying straight across. So it's 3.4 times 3.28, and that would give you 11.152 feet. So that means over here that each side is 11.152 feet. And they want the area. These little marks right here mean that every side is the same. So area equals 11.152 times 11.152. Now because they're the same, sometimes refer to it as side squared because they're both the same. So it's 11.152 squared. And that should give you 124.37 feet squared. And that'll be your final answer. Okay, then right over here, same thing, but now I'm going to have to convert both of them. So I have 9 meters, that's going to be over 1. It's going to be 3.28 feet over 1 meter. The meter letters cancel out. Here it's 9 times 3.28 would give me 29.52 feet. So this side right here, which is the same, this is just saying meters, is 29.52 feet. Right here, if I have 18.5 meters, that's over 1, converting 3.28 over 1 meter. The letters right here cancel out, so it's 18.5 times 3.28 gives me 60.68. Then if I'm going to find the area, it's 60.68 times 29.52, because I have a rectangle, but remember a rectangle is a parallelogram. And so that gives you 1,791.27. And that would be feet squared. Okay? So you have your homework tonight, worksheet 1, and we will see you tomorrow.